Hello, welcome to the tea room.
Hi, I'm Aya.
I'm Daniel. And today, what are we going to be drinking?
We're gonna drink Ureshino Sencha from farmer Inoue-san.
Oh, Inoue-san, that's a really good story. We should tell people how we met Mr. Inoue, because that's a really good story.
Fun. Mm-hmm.
Well, we were traveling in southern Japan, and Ureshino is in Saga Prefecture, and it's a really small town. We didn't know a lot about it, except for that it's famous for tea, and actually a special kind of tea called guricha, or tamaryokcha. And it's called guricha because guri means kind of twisted, and we'll show you this, but the leaves have kind of a little twist to them, and so that's where it gets its name. But anyway, we were, it was dinner time and we were hungry.
Yes, we were wandering around the town. We got there kind of late at night, and then we were so hungry. And then we found the izakaya, yakitori.
But like a really small one.
Yeah, small,
it was super
cozy.
Busy.
Busy.
And everywhere was full, and we didn't want to wait for food, and so we found this kind of like locals only, sort of a little, hole in the wall place. And so we went in there, and we got some seats at the bar, and it's just one of those small places where only like 10 people can sit, and they had like local dishes, and it was husband and wife cooking, and
it was a cute restaurant.
It was a cute restaurant, and they were making us food, and then
the farmer Inoue-san and his wife came next to us, and they were chatting, and then it's natural. I heard the conversation, what they were talking, and they were talking about tea, and he was talking about, my tea, da, da, da. And, are you a tea farmer? And I started to talk to him.
Well, it's the best kind of way to meet someone. Just in a bar. He was talking about like very specific things. He was talking about like cultivars, and he was talking about soil preparation. And so it was more than just like, I like tea. It was like clearly someone who knew a lot about what was going on. So I just goes like, hey, hey, do you know about tea? It was pretty good. Who's this? But anyway, we started having a conversation.
No, basically, I just asked him, where's the good place to go for tea? And then he's like, I can show you tomorrow morning. And then we go, like, really?
We were getting along, we were having some drinks, and we were chatting about tea, and but it turned out he actually had a big farm and was a farmer himself. So he offered to just take us out, and he wasn't kidding. We met him the next day. We drove up to his house way up in the hills in the mountains. And then we're gonna show you the movies we took. It was like really narrow. Well,
street.
Aya drove us up halfway, and we got to Inoue-san's house. But then he took us in his little K truck, and or the K van, and we went all the way up the mountain to where the tea fields were. And he showed us around, and he actually spent the whole day with us, which was really nice.
So sweet.
It's a really beautiful area up at the top of the mountains. Ureshino is kind of in a valley, but then across the mountains looking the other way, you can see all the way to the Bay of Nagasaki. So it's this really beautiful view. And we had a great time with him, and talking about what he was how he was doing with the harvest this year, and what he does with his teas and stuff. So anyway, we had some of his tea, and we took some home and drink some here. And we're also trying to bring some of his tea over for everyone else to try, because it was really fun meeting him, and also we like his tea.
And then one of the places he took us, ここからあそこの台の上のところが始まる。
その台のところすごく綺麗だったけど、なんていう台？大台みたいな。台。
なんだっけ名前？
広台みたいな。So him and some other farmers, him and some of his other friends, a collective of farmers, the JA there. They actually had something they wanted to do to bring more people out and local people out to the tea farms, because they're actually really remote. They're hard to get to. So they came up with this cool idea to build these. Let me try some of this.
Very good.
What I like about Ureshino teas in general, they're very sweet, but his blend is very mellow.
my sister said it's very bright.
Oh yeah, it's bright, it's sweet.
Hanayaka.
Yep. I mean, bright and like hanayaka, I always think of it as kind of flowery, but it's
Flowery,
not
but it's
super
not
floral.
flowery.
It's like, yeah, it's fresh.
More like kind of tropical fruit, like a brightness.
Well, there it's the south, and so you kind of think of the tropics. But so they were building these. They started to build these platforms in the middle of the tea fields. Yeah. So they're just kind of these big open platforms, and you can get up on them, and then you can get this huge view. And then they do tea ceremonies and tea luncheons or tea and sweets kind of stuff, where they bring people up in the vans on like a tour, and then people go to do these tea tastings in the tea fields, which is such a cool idea.
It was so nice of him. He took us there.
Yeah, usually it costs a lot of money. He was telling us, but he took us there for free just because he was touring us around, which was fun. Yeah. But it's a really beautiful view, and they built like 4, I think, around Ureshino at different spots. So it's this really cool thing. But we've always been thinking about like going out to those places is a lot of fun, and sometimes we ask our friends, like, we were going into picking tea and doing other things, and sometimes people tell us like, oh, I wish I could go too. Yeah. So that's been something we've been thinking about. We don't know how to do that, but
not yet. Someday.
This is really nice. It's how do you say? You're saying it's like lively. It's lively, but it's also very mellow. It's very rounded. It's very balanced. Yeah. But he was making other teas, which was fun. He was driving over to the prefecture next door to another farmer friend who makes yuzu, and buying his yuzu from him, and then driving back and drying the peels.
Is actually from Kagoshima.
Yeah, so he's going to Kagoshima, coming back to Saga, using that to make a Yuzu Sencha, which we also had from him, which was really good.
Very good.
Very Yuzu forward. Really nice.
Yeah.
So we've been trying some of the different things he makes. This is one of his blends, which is really nice. But yeah, it's really nice tea. Really great person. And then when we got back to our family's up in the northern Japan in Tohoku. So when we went back there, we said that the next time we came down, we'd all go out for a drink or something. So we went back. We sent him a bottle of sake from Tohoku, which I thought was fun, and he did get it, and he said he really liked it. So we're kind of looking forward to meeting him again. We can all share a drink of tea and also sake. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I can't wait to go back. Ureshino is a beautiful place, and they're also
such a beautiful place.
They're famous for tea, but they're also famous for
onsen. And
we actually didn't know that when we went there, or I didn't know. Maybe you knew. I wasn't as aware. So there's these kind of onsen springs welling up everywhere.
Everywhere. So for the ashiyu, the foot bath.
Yep.
And then one of the movies in there. I'm going to put, it's like kind of for the beautiful skin.
Oh, that's right. Yes. The Namazu no Kami. Yeah, there's a lot of history there because it's been there for a long time. So the onsens have been there for such a long time that they actually have these, 100-year-old, 200-year-old bathhouses that they've kind of restored. And then they have new ones so that you can stay in like a fancy hotel and have like an onsen in there. But they also have just like foot baths as you walk down the lanes that are just sort of coming up from the volcanic, area. So it's a pretty cool place. And then they have the goddess of skincare there, which is a white carp.
Yep.
That's fun. There's a special temple there for skincare. That's really funny. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You're a skincare aficionado.
Green tea is helping.
Can I have a little bit more? Green tea is great for skin.
But,
a little bit more of this. What would you say of the color here? It's not like deep emerald. It's like a beautiful. It's like a jade. It's like a jade green, but a little deeper.
Jade is a good one. Yeah.
Almost like a bamboo leaf. It's delicious.
Yeah. Tsuyohikari was a little bit more emerald color side, I would say. Yep.
It's a little toasty too, which is nice. Not toasty is the wrong word, but 香ばしさがちょっとだけある後味。Okay. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us in the tea room, and we'll see you guys next time. またねー。